Hi friends, I welcome you all to today's discussion with regard to upcoming RBI Grade B examination, and the topic which we are going to discuss today it relates to finance related current affairs. The name of the topic is penalties under the Payment and Settlement Systems Act 2007. So friends, recently RBI has come up with a notification. It has come up with a revised framework for imposition of monetary penalties under the Payment and Settlement System Act. So today we are going to decode some of the important points with regard to this revised framework in the form of MCQs. So without further wasting our time, let's move towards a discussion of MCQs on this particular topic. First question, which of the following is incorrect about Payment and Settlement Systems Act 2007? Options are: it designates the apex institution RBI as the authority for that purpose and all related matters. It defines that a payment system enables payment to be effected between a payer and a beneficiary involving clearing, payment or settlement service or all of them. It provides for regulation and supervision of payment systems in India. None is incorrect or all are incorrect. Now let's learn about Payment and Settlement Systems Act 2007. So friends, Payment and Settlement Systems Act 2007, it provides for regulation and supervision of payment systems in India, and for this purpose it designates Reserve Bank of India RBI as the authority for that purpose and all related matters. Now this Payment and Settlement Systems Act 2007, it defines that a payment system, so it is talking about the definition of payment system, that a payment system enables payment to be effected, payment to be made between a payer and a beneficiary, which would involve clearing, payment or settlement service or all of them, but does not include a stock exchange. So basically this is any system which enables payment to be made from payer to the beneficiary, and it may involve clearing, it may involve payment, or it may involve settlement or all of them. It is further stated that a payment system includes the systems which enable credit card operations, debit card operations, smart card operations, money transfer operations or similar operations. So all these credit card and debit card or any other smart card transactions, they all come under the ambit of payment systems. So friends, based on our discussion on the previous slide, now we can easily answer this one, that as per the Payment and Settlement Systems Act, all of these statements, they are correct. So we are going to answer it as option D, none is incorrect. Next question, as per revised framework for imposing monetary penalty on authorized payment system operators, banks under the Payment and Settlement System Act 2007, which is incorrect? Options are: RBI has powers to impose monetary penalty in respect of certain contraventions as well as compound certain contraventions. The type, nature of contravention for which penalty can be imposed and compounded, they are different and they vary. The type of contravention or violation for which RBI has powers to impose fine and compound, they are not explicitly indicated. None is incorrect or all are incorrect. So friends, in order to answer this particular question, we would have to look at the existing and the revised framework which have been compared in this particular notification or circular with regard to this revised framework. So friends, if we talk about the power of RBI to impose fine and to compound the offences, then the earlier framework it stated that the power of RBI to impose fine and compound contravention, it has been mentioned, but the type of contravention or violation for which RBI has powers to impose fine and compound, they are not explicitly mentioned. So it is mentioned that RBI can impose fine and it can compound contravention, but the contraventions and the powers of RBI, they are not explicitly indicated. But in the revised framework, it is mentioned that RBI can impose monetary penalty, and it is also mentioned that the type or the nature of contravention for which penalty can be imposed and compounded, they are different and vary. And further, this has been detailed, including the procedure to be followed. So we have proper detail for the type or nature of contravention and the procedure to be followed under the revised framework. Then is procedure for imposing monetary penalty or fine. Under the existing or the old framework, single procedure for imposing monetary penalty or fine in respect of contraventions identified by RBI as well as compounding of contravention. So there is a single procedure which has to be followed by RBI, whether it has to impose penalty, whether it has to do compounding of contraventions, there is a single procedure. But in the revised framework, the power of RBI to impose monetary penalty and compound contraventions, they are perceived as different, and it further states that the nature of identification of contravention is also different and separate procedures have been proposed. So basically in the revised framework we have separate procedures for imposition of penalties and compounding of contraventions, because basically these two are different things. So friends, now we can easily answer this particular question. That answer is going to be option number C, because the type of contravention and the violation for which the RBI has powers to impose fine and compound, they are explicitly indicated under the revised framework, but it was not so in the earlier framework. So with regard to the revised framework, option C is incorrect. Next question. As per the revised framework for imposing monetary penalty on authorized payment system operators, banks, under the Payment and Settlement System Act 2007, amount of monetary penalty for a contravention shall not exceed. Options are rupees 5 lakh or twice the amount involved in such contravention, rupees 1 lakh or twice the amount involved in such contravention, rupees 8 lakh or twice the amount involved in such contravention, rupees 10 lakh or twice the amount involved in such contravention, or all of the above are incorrect. Now friends, if we talk about the power of RBI to impose fine under the Payment and Settlement System Act, then in terms of section 30 of the Payment and Settlement System Act, RBI is empowered to impose a penalty not exceeding rupees 5 lakh or twice the amount involved in such contravention or default, where such amount is quantifiable, whichever is more. So if the contravention, the amount involved in the contravention is rupees 2 lakh, then the penalty that can be imposed, it should not exceed 5 lakh or twice the amount of contravention, that is twice 2 lakh is 4 lakh. So penalty cannot exceed 5 lakh or 4 lakh, whichever is more. So penalty would be 5 lakh. So this is the criteria with regard to imposition of penalty, that penalty can be imposed up to 5 lakh or twice the amount of contravention, whichever is higher. Further, if such contravention or default is continuing one, you are daily contravening the provisions, then for every day a penalty of further up to rupees 25,000 can be imposed. Further, the section 31 of the Payment and Settlement System Act, it empowers RBI to compound contraventions of any of the punishable offences under the Act, not being an offence punishable with imprisonment or imprisonment and fine. So RBI, it has the powers to compound the contraventions. It can go for settlement without entering into any other sort of obligation for the entity. It can simply ask for a monetary penalty, but only for those offences which are not punishable with imprisonment or imprisonment and fine. So friends, based on our discussion on the previous slide, now we can easily answer this particular question, that the penalty that can be imposed for contravention shall not exceed rupees 5 lakh or twice the amount involved in such contravention. Next question. As per section 26 of the Payment and Settlement Systems Act 2007, which of the following activities they are identified as offences? Options are operation of a payment system without authorization by RBI, failure to comply with the terms and conditions subject to which authorization was issued, willful submission of a false statement of information or willful omission to submit a material statement in any application for authorization or return or other document, all of the above or none of the above. So friends, if we take a look at the offences which are punishable under the Payment and Settlement System Act with regard to this revised framework, then it says that these offences, they include operation of a payment system without authorization by RBI. So if you are operating a payment system and you have not got the RBI authorization, RBI license, RBI approval, then you can be punished. And the next is failure to comply with the terms and conditions subject to which RBI granted you the authorization. So you were granted authorization by RBI, but you did not comply with the respective terms and conditions, then again you can be punished. And then is willful submission of a false statement or information, or willful omission to submit a material statement in any application for authorization or return or other document. So if you have willfully submitted a false statement, or if you have willfully omitted to submit a material statement, then again you can be punished. And then is failure to produce any statement, information, return or documents, disclosure of any prohibited information. So if you have failed to produce any particular information or statement, then again you can be punished. There is non-compliance of RBI directions or failure to pay the penalty imposed by RBI. So if you do not comply with the RBI directions, or you do not pay the penalty which the RBI imposed on you, then again you can be punished. There is contravention of any provisions of the Act or of any regulation, order or direction made or given thereunder, in respect of which no penalty has been specified. This again comes under the category of offense. So if you have contravened any other provisions of the Act for which no penalty is specified, then again this is the offense punishable under this particular Act, and under this framework RBI can impose penalty on that particular contravention as well. So friends, as on the previous slide, we have discussed about the different activities which are identified as offenses under the Payment and Settlement Systems Act 2007. So in respect of this discussion, we can now easily answer this question that all of these, they are identified as offenses. So the answer is going to be option number D, all of the above. Next question. As per the revised framework for imposing monetary penalty on authorized payment system operators, banks under the Payment and Settlement System Act 2007, entities shall disclose the details of monetary penalty paid in their. Options are notes to accounts that are part of annual financial statements, report to board of directors, annual general meeting, all of the above or none of the above. Now let's talk about the disclosure aspect. So suppose if a penalty has been imposed on any particular entity under this particular framework, now this entity is under the obligation that it has to disclose this fact that a penalty was imposed on me under this particular law by RBI, and this fact shall be disclosed by the entity with regard to the monetary penalty paid in their notes to accounts that are part of the annual financial statements for the financial year in which the penalty is levied. Further, RBI shall also disclose the penalty levied on its website. So there is going to be a two-way disclosure. The entity as well as RBI both are going to disclose the penalty levied. So friends, based on our discussion on the previous slide, we can easily answer this one, that entities, they have to disclose the details of monetary penalty paid in their notes to accounts that are part of the annual financial statements. So clearly the answer is going to be option number A. So here we end this session. Thank you friends for watching this video and stay tuned for more updates.